What up? Jeez. We're starting the week over today. Yesterday, kind of sucky for me. Was not feeling very great. So I ended up doing a half day after the show. I was just like, all right, I'm going home. Stomach was a disaster. Just a mess. And this happened the last time that I picked up the COVID. Yeah. So I shouldn't be surprised, but it's still annoying. I don't like my stomach being a complete disaster because it's unpleasant. So I went home, rested, get back in here, and everything's a disaster. Not like a physical mess. The system was just screwed up. So Josh and I hammered things out, got all the stations working right, and now we can officially begin the day. All right. So how is your morning going so far? Mine's all right. Got a decent amount of sleep. Annoyed by things not working when I got in, but that's okay. At least I'm not woozy, and feeling completely unpleasant like yesterday. What did I do yesterday? Pretty much just kick back, relaxed, watched the rest of The Righteous Gemstones, which if you haven't seen that, top quality entertainment. Top quality entertainment, and I am so happy that they're going to be making more of that show. So weird how there are these shows that have been out for years, and you just never hear about them, or for some reason you don't dig into them, and then you're like, man, this is like right up my alley. Why didn't I watch this? If you're a fan of Eastbound and Down, you would probably dig The Righteous Gemstones. I mean, Danny McBride is just hilarious. Pretty much always plays kind of the same kind of dude, but he's always funny. And yeah, that made my day a lot better. Just kicking back, watching that show. So if you're looking for something to binge, highly recommended The Righteous Gemstones. Now I just got to play catch up around here today, which, due to issues we were having when I first walked in, I am now more behind than I would like to be. So wish me luck on getting caught up. Oh well, what do? Just power ahead. Get her done. I was looking at a post on Reddit. Big surprise there. I know. It's a good place to find content sometimes. As for this being good content, I don't know. What screams I'm single? Okay, the reason I pulled this up is because even though I'm not single, I live alone with a couple cats, and I don't know, I can be kind of immature in maybe how I decorate my home or how I spend my time. Lots of playing guitar, video games, and watching TV. I don't know, I'm in my old man relaxing point in life. I kick back in the recliner and just enjoy my relaxing time. I do need to get some yard work done, but I wasn't feeling good yesterday, so I've got an excuse. But I wondered how many of these things actually scream I'm single, or how many were like, nah, you're just having fun. So let's check it out here. We'll see if this could apply to more than just single people. Not being invited to stuff because everyone else is going with their significant others. All right, I guess that would scream I'm single. I don't have that problem, as far as I recall. I mean, getting invited out to things, I don't remember the last time I even, not being single, which, again, I'm not, that I would have been invited out to a couples thing. Anyhow, I don't know. I guess those things could be fun. Let's see here. Doing whatever you want all the time. All right, that's essentially, I wouldn't say all the time. If I was doing what I wanted all the time, I'd probably be sleeping right now. So I'm a responsible adult going to work. Just because most of the time I do whatever I want doesn't mean I fit in with this list. All right, what else do we got here? When I was in college, single and broke, I went to the grocery store and they had these really adequate frozen spicy chicken sandwiches on sale for like 25 cents a pop. I grabbed all of them. I went to ring them up. The cashier said, wow, that's a lot. These must really be good. I responded with, they fill the hole. So the dude scanned a few more in silence and asked, so you're like really single, aren't you? Hey, if you can find a decent snack that's a good price, you enjoy it, and it does fill the hole, you've eaten. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, let's see here. My first ever apartment after I moved out from home. All I had was a TV, Xbox, and bed, no other furniture. My whole apartment was empty. My fridge was full of beer and frozen foods. All right, well, my fridge is not full of beer right now, but plenty of frozen foods. I don't got the kids around. I don't need to cook a big fancy meal. I guess that does scream I'm single, even if not. Oh, geez. I don't know. Am I in like midlife crisis mode or something? Because I don't want to cook a full-fledged meal for myself? No, I only got so much time. Eating lasagna straight from the pan. See, again, I think a lot of these things just scream you live alone, not necessarily that you're single. You know? Posting those motivational comics or drawings to Facebook that more or less say something like, the right one will come along eventually, just be patient and stay true to yourself. Hey, you got to get the word out to people, okay? People might be unaware if you were single, so even though they might be kind of cringy, you might get the attention of somebody by posting that kind of stuff. So if you are single, I say there's no shame in that. You should post those things. Find yourself somebody to hang out with. You might have a good time. All right. I think it's time for some creepy music, okay? Halloween music, twice every hour, thanks to our friends at No Limit Guitar Company. It's Ghost. All right, earlier, or a few minutes ago, I should say, we were talking about the single life. These signs that clearly somebody's got to be single, and I determined, no, these just indicate you might live alone, and therefore you can get away with doing whatever you want. Well, there's a lot of good reasons to live alone, I've lived with some really good friends, and I'm still great friends with all of them, but if you ever want to get irritated by your good friends, move in together. It'll happen eventually. Just no matter how cool they are, you're going to get on each other's nerves. They might bring weird people to your house. If you live alone, you have the final say in everyone who comes over. If you've got a roommate, they might have some friends that you're like, oh, why you got to bring these people around? I was looking at a list of weird things people have done at other people's houses. What's the weirdest thing a guest has done at your house? The first one was like, why couldn't that kind of weirdo show up at my house back in the day? Somebody was having a party and tons of people showed up. It was at their parents' house and the place was just getting trashed. They were getting kind of freaked out. Next thing they know, one of the people they don't know that showed up grabs a garbage bag and just starts cleaning up the whole house. Filled up like 4 or 5 garbage bags. This must have been a heck of a party. I never had anybody do that. Nah, they just made a mess and leave. I mean, I suppose had I taken initiative and started cleaning, maybe somebody would have joined in. I just left the place a mess back in the day. Hey, now I keep my place nice and tidy for the most part, all right? Cut me some slack. There were a lot of posts in here about people that they didn't know just using their bathroom and clogging their toilet. If you clog someone's toilet, you must unclog it, okay? That is the only proper thing to do. It's bad enough if you clog a toilet yourself and have to deal with it. But if somebody else clogs it and just leaves, unacceptable. Yeah, that happened here at work a while back. Peaches comes in here and he's like, dude, the bathroom toilet's clogged. I'm like, okay, what? So okay, I guess I'll get up and go see. I don't want to, Peaches, but okay. Go in there, toilet's clogged. It's like, okay, well, here's what you do, buddy. You get the plunger and you unclog it. And I didn't want to, but I did it because it's disgusting. You can't have a clogged up toilet just sitting there all day. Festering. Festering toilet. If you're a punk act and you're looking for a band name, there you go. Festering toilet. You're welcome. All right, let's see here. Anything aside from people clogging toilets? Coworker was picking me up for a work thing, arrived earlier than expected. He immediately walked past me, looked around, walked into my kitchen, opened the fridge, and said, "Nice, fancy water." Grabbed a Perrier, cracked it open, then proceeded to peruse my bookshelves and criticize my books. Literally all happened within the first 3 minutes. We were not friendly or friends. We were working together on this one project. I would be so mad. For one, don't just open up my fridge, but criticize my books. Dude, it's messed up, man. That's taking it too far. Don't criticize my shelves, man. Though I might criticize shelves. Like if I see bookshelves, somebody got a lot of books. They got multiple bookshelves, and there isn't one Stephen King book on there. I go, what's up with you? Why don't you have any Stephen King? Are you too cool for that? Huh? I would definitely judge a bookshelf if there's no Stephen King, if there are lots of books. Now, if you have a small book collection, okay. Not gonna judge. But if you have a few hundred and not even one, I don't know if I'd say anything out loud about it, but I would be judging on the inside. Ugh. Have you ever had unwanted guests at your house? I have. I'm like thinking back. There's a few times that it's like, how did these people end up at my home? Get out of here. This person says somebody took all the labels off their canned goods. Dude, can't do that to somebody. You don't want to just, all right, let's find out what we're having tonight. You open a can, it's beans, like, pinto beans. It's messed up. What kind of maniac does that? Psychopath. We'll be back in a minute. Poppy on K-Bear. Hey, what's happening? Welcome to the show, the Victor Wilt program. If you were tuned in yesterday, you might have heard me talk about how I got a new guitar over the weekend. Guitar players, you know what I'm talking about. Nothing better than getting yourself a sweet new piece of gear, rocking out, crushing down some riffs. Well, how about a free guitar? Yeah, we're hooking one up again this week with my friends at No Limit Guitar Company. And it's a pretty sweet, brand new model Schecter guitar. If you haven't seen the picture of this thing, go check out our social media pages and then fire up the K-Bear and Alt apps and get yourself in to win. We're going to draw a winner for that Schecter Avenger Standard this Friday, so got plenty of time to get in to win. But you can't just bank on winning. If you really need a new guitar, what you need to do is walk into No Limit Guitar Company. They got their big 6th year anniversary sale going on, celebrating their 6th birthday, and just pick up some guitars and play them. When that guitar gets into your hands, it feels like this is supposed to be in my hands. Then you buy it, and you'll get an extra entry into the drawing for the Schecter Avenger Standard. Now, you can buy anything at No Limit and get an extra entry, but everyone can enter free in the K-Bear and Alt apps, so you should do so. Who couldn't use a new Schecter Avenger Standard? It's a really sweet-looking guitar. So check it out on our socials, get in to win, and we will draw a winner on Friday, thanks to our friends again at No Limit Guitar Company. And, I can't say enough good things about No Limit. Every time I walk in there, greeted with enthusiasm by the amazing staff, and inevitably I find something that I just can't live without, like the ESP baritone that I picked up over the weekend. This thing is brutal. So satisfying. So yeah, enter to win a guitar, buy a guitar. It's guitar time with No Limit Guitar Company. Good luck. All right, listen, dudes. If you are losing your hair, You can just shave your head and everything's going to be okay. All right? You don't need to get all upset about it. Going bald happens to the best of us. I miss my long hair sometimes, but it is what it is. No need to let it get you down. If you've got a boss who's harassing you, making fun of you for being bald, I don't know, your boss shouldn't do that. They shouldn't make fun of you, but I don't know if you need to take it to court. This guy in Scotland claimed he'd been sexually harassed by his boss, and when you hear that, you go, oh, geez. But all that happened was the boss called him stupid and bald. So they said that bald is apparently, at least in Scotland, if you call somebody bald, that's sexual harassment. And I don't think it should be, okay? I think we need to take that type of thing very seriously. And I don't know, again, being bullied by your boss, that's not cool, but somebody calls you bald, you don't need to cry about it, okay? All right, I, again, miss my long hair. But if somebody goes, hey, dude, you're bald, my response would be, yeah? No kidding. I don't know. I feel bad for some dudes because they get very upset about this. We've talked about the bald subreddit, place where people will post pictures of themselves looking like complete disasters. Like, should I finally, take the plunge? Yeah, you should have a long time ago. I can tell by how thin that hair is on top and how terrible your photo looks. Please shave your head immediately. And they pretty much always, I would say 99.9% of times, these guys who have the thinning hair, receding hairline, 99.9% of times when they shave their head, they look way better. All right? I did. All right? When I shaved my head, I looked better. Okay? You'll probably look younger if you shave your head. So just embrace reality. Embrace that it's part of life. That for many of us, the hair, it thins out and you got to do something about it. Don't panic. Just shave your head. Shave your head and grow a beard. You'll look tough. You'll look tough. Why is there a podcast called Baldness, Banter, and You? What? Dude, all right, anyway, I was just scrolling this article and saw an ad for that pop up. I gotta sit back and listen to my bald podcast. Like, guys, there's really good podcasts out there. Like the Victor Wilt Show. I don't know, it's not the world's greatest podcast. Maybe you're listening to it right now. But there are other podcasts. I don't know. A, bald-themed podcast. How far can that really go? One episode. How do you do more than one? Hey, I'm going bald. Shave your head. Hey, bald dudes. Yeah, unite. We've shaved our heads. The end. Anyway, I shaved my head over the weekend. Looking very snazzy. If you want to be snazzy like me, Mr. Thinning Hair, just shave your head. I know it's hard to take the plunge. It seems scary, but once you do it, it's like, oh, that's great, and I feel nice and refreshed. It's wonderful during the summer months. Now, you're going to need a beanie during winter, but just do it. Don't get so upset about it. I remembered what I was going to talk with you about. Eating bear. All right. I don't know if it's the most delicious meat. Seems like I've had some bear jerky that was pretty good. I don't know if I've ever had just like a bear steak. I don't know. Now that I've read this article as well, I don't know if a bear steak is the route I'm ever going to take when it comes to finding a snack. Make sure, if you're going to eat bear, that you really cook it, okay? I don't know if you're aware, but bear meat can be riddled with encased worm larvae, which upon being eaten will gladly reproduce in your innards and let their offspring roam the rest of your person, including invading your brain and heart. So what you need to do is make sure to cook your bear meat to at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit. The reason that I was letting you know about this is looks like, okay, this was last winter in North Carolina. Somebody threw a big family gathering and decided we're going to have bear. 22 people ate the bear meat, and at least 10 developed symptoms of worm infection, 6 of which were children between the ages of 10 and 18. Yeah, they got roundworms. Now, it doesn't tend to kill you, but it can cause a bad time. Flu-like symptoms, and then your head swells up. Yeah, you get this facial swelling. What's wrong with your face, bro? I ate raw meat. Or rare meat. Ugh. And then I guess it's really difficult to get rid of the infection. They got to put people on these anti-parasite drugs. And, yeah, some of these folks must have been dudes. Delayed getting treatment because the prescription was about $100. All right, I'm sorry. If you got worms, you got to fork over the dough. Can't be like, it's too expensive. I'll just deal with the worms. Ugh. Anyway, yeah, cook your meat, okay? Cook your meat. Apparently, this is not the only incident involving undercooked bear meat in the last year. That was just, the big one, the big family Thanksgiving. Was it Thanksgiving? It was late November. Don't have bear for Thanksgiving. Oh, worms. I was, just about to enjoy a nice breakfast sandwich. Why did I talk about it? Sorry if I ruined your breakfast. My bad. Freak News is powered by Grease Monkey, voted Idaho's best oil change. All right, Christmas is right around the corner, and you may have started to see Christmas gifts popping up in the grocery stores, Christmas decorations and such. Well, this woman on TikTok walked into Walmart. She was very upset by some toys she found. I actually saw these at Walmart the other day and was like, wow, those are awesome. I should have bought one for the kids. One for each of them, or maybe a few for myself. This is a toy called the Fuggler. Have you seen these? I don't even know how you describe this. It's like a stuffed animal with creepy teeth, very strange looking. And this woman lost her mind when she saw these. These are freaky. They're scaring children. What market is this for? I guess me, because I saw them and were like, those are awesome. Now, according to the toys website, Fuggler toys, not for the faint of heart. They also come with a warning that they could potentially ruin your life. No! Ah! Yeah, Fugglers. Funny, ugly monsters that will ruin your life and warm your heart with their mischievous antics and straight up bonkers appearance. Just because you think something's weird doesn't mean other people ain't gonna like it. All right? I got a lot of weird stuff around my house, and I think it's great. All right? I could see Fugglers on the shelf, sitting in and fitting in great with everything else I've got around there. If you don't like it, just put it back and leave. Trust me, there's a market for just about anything. And creepy toys? Yeah, obviously. Obviously right up my alley. Oh, I shouldn't have said this. The kids might, know in advance what they're getting for Christmas. All right, what else do we got here? Al Pacino says it's fun to be a new dad at 84. All right, Al, you getting up in the middle of the night changing diapers? I'm doubting it. I bet you got somebody else dealing with that. 84? I'm literally half that. I'm 42. And I'm way too old for that. I remember having a newborn around. That's a lot of no sleep. Is that a thing? Lot of nothing? Anyway, a lot of no sleep. Lot of diapers. Lots of being exhausted. It's not a game for an 84-year-old. All right? Good luck to that kid. Hope you remember, Dad. How many kids does Al Pacino have? I'm sorry, but 84 is just too old to be churning out kids. All right? Kids need their parents around. I suppose Al Pacino could live to 100. He could. Not a lot of people do, but he could. But you want to be able to, like, hang out with your kids as well. You know, when you're getting up in that upward of mid-80s. All right, anyway, I'm not going to judge Al Pacino, whatever. He's got a nanny, I'm sure. 23andMe, I guess they're going through a bunch of problems. So if you've had your DNA scanned by them, you might want to potentially delete your data. There's some articles making the rounds that tell you how to do that. Well, I had thought about getting around. Me and Josh were just talking about this on air like last week because I've never had this done. Thought it would be interesting. I guess not, because they're worried about all of your data being sold off to other people. I don't know. Look into it. I just wanted to get it out there. If you've done 23andMe, you may want to take a look at what personal information of yours might be out there. Just a heads up. All right. Finally, Jedi rodents remotely move matter using sound to enhance their sense of smell. Let me read that to you again. Study suggests that Jedi rodents remotely move matter using sound to enhance their sense of smell. So they're moving matter around just so they can smell things better. If you're going to levitate things, mice, come on. Make it more fun than that. Yeah, I guess they do this ultrasonic vocalization, and we can't hear it, but apparently it can cause vibrations in their surroundings and I guess make things easier to smell. That doesn't sound like Jedi mind powers. That sounds like, even though we can't hear these sounds, they are making sounds that physically manipulate the environment around them. You know, maybe shake up dust or something like that. That's not Jedi, right? I don't know. I don't know a lot about how the Force works. So whatever. I don't want to make the Star Wars people mad. Yes, clearly you're utilizing the environment around you when utilizing Jedi power to levitate objects, dude. They don't just magically float. The Force is all around us and is a physical thing. I don't know. Anyway, Freak News powered by Grease Monkey voted Idaho's best oil change. Let's do some Spirit Box. Hey, should we do some This Day in History? That's always fun on the radio, isn't it? It was actually yesterday. Now, I was reading this article that was titled, 60 years ago, a jet-powered tricycle shattered the land speed record. And I'm like, okay, this sounds crazy. I got to see this. That is not a tricycle, all right? Y'all know what a tricycle is. That is a bicycle with 3 wheels. And I'd even, if this looked like a motorcycle, go, okay, I guess it's a tricycle. This thing looks like a jet with 3 wheels, okay? It does not in any way resemble a tricycle. It's a 3-wheeled racer powered by a J-47 engine, same type used in a F-104 jet fighter plane. And this record was set in the Bonneville Salt Flats. You ever been down there? The Bonneville Salt Flats? It's weird down there. Yeah. It's out there by Dugway. Where the aliens are at. I don't know. You've probably at least seen photos from the Bonneville Salt Flats where a lot of bands will go out and do their, awesome promo shots. But yeah, it's kind of crazy out at the Salt Flats, and that's where people go to set high-speed records because it's just flat. There's nothing there. Nothing grows. You don't have to worry about running into a tree or something. I mean, you're just out there, middle of nowhere. Anyway, I just wanted to express my disappointment that somebody wasn't traveling hundreds of miles per hour on an actual tricycle. That would have been pretty cool. Would have been pretty cool. All right, anyway. That was This Day in History. Yeah. All right. I'll try to find something better to talk about. My apologies. Do you consider yourself well-read? Yeah, me either. Which might be funny, considering how many books I have. The problem is, for the last number of years, I have not been reading like I should. I'm trying to get back into it. I charged my Kindle. I read a few pages of Black House by Stephen King and Peter Straub. The other night, last night I was too tired. I didn't do any reading, but I'm trying to get back to it because it's so good for your mind. It's just so hard nowadays. It's not necessarily a timing thing. It has to do with these stupid phones. I know that social media has led to me suffering from brain rot just like everybody else. My focus, it's just off. I'll find myself reading a page and then I realize, hey, wait a minute. I did look at all the words on that page, but my brain was elsewhere. Then I go back and read the page again. It takes me forever to read anything. So annoying. And then I got these highfalutin people on Reddit. Hey, do you consider yourself well-read? Well, if so, have you read these books? And I start looking at them like, no, I haven't read any of those books. What are you judging me? I have a lot of these books because I'll buy a classic so it can sit on the shelf and make me feel like, hey, look at that. I got classic books. Stuff like Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. What else do they got on this list? Anything by Shirley Jackson. I got plenty of Shirley Jackson, I believe. You got Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I got 2 copies of that. Have I read it? No. I've had it since I was a little kid. Haven't read it. The Road by Cormac McCarthy. That book is actually sitting in my room, ready to be read. But I haven't been able to dive in because I know it's bleak and depressing and sad or something. I know it's a book that really bothers people. So I haven't read it. I got to get myself in the right kind of mind state to brutalize myself in that way. Like I was looking for something to watch the other night. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw on Requiem for a Dream. I haven't seen that in many years. I watched about 2 minutes. 2 minutes, and I was out. I bailed out. Right at the beginning when Jared Leto's character is taking his mom's TV. I'm like, I'm done. I'm out. This story's it's all downhill. It's a great movie. But it's hard to get into stuff that you know is going to mess you up mentally, you know? There were a number of depressing shows I threw on recently that about 2-3 minutes in, I'm like, no, I guess not. Guess we're not going to do that. Anyway, don't worry about these lists of classics. Start off by finding something you're really going to enjoy reading and just read, all right? I could give you good recommendations from the world of horror because that's what I enjoy reading. I like reading all kinds of stuff, but for whatever reason, horror is my favorite genre, which can be nice because at certain bookstores it has a dedicated section. I like that. You know, there's never enough in it, but I like it. Makes me feel kind of neat. All right, there's my little special section rather than general fiction. Anyway, I gotta finish Black House and get reading some stuff. I've got huge piles of books that I need to read. I certainly buy way more books than I actually read. And it's kind of a shame upon me. So anyway, I just wanted to encourage you to read because I was feeling shamed by Reddit with their list of essential reads. Again, I have a lot of these on the shelf, but I don't know. There always just seems like there's something about classics that just don't seem fun. I think school ruined it for me. I really think school did. Because you think of things relating to school, required school stuff, and you're like, oh, required school stuff, that sucks. No fun. But no, they're usually pretty good. Like essential reading here, we've got, 1984, I've read that. How about Moby Dick? Yeah, I've read that book. Sure. Are these all in the adult section at the library? K-Bear, you're live on the show. Keep that in mind. Who's this?
This is Kylie.
Kylie, what's up?
Hey, I just heard you talking about books, so I just had a book recommendation. I know you've got a bunch already.
Yeah, I'm always down for a good recommendation, and I'll try to actually read it. What is it?
Whenever you get time, but I thought a really good horror book was Silent Girls by Eric Rickstand.
Silent Girls by Eric Rickstand. I'm not even familiar with that one.
That one was one that my husband bought me as a gift, and it was amazing. It really, you get so into it.
All right. Looking at the cover, I've seen that book before, but I have not, I don't own it, so I'll have to add it to the list and pick up a copy. Now, is that the second in a series?
I think it's a standalone from my understanding.
Okay. It says Canaan Crime #2, but maybe Eric just put out a series of crime books, and maybe you don't.
Possibly. It probably connects other characters. I read it as a standalone itself, and it still works as a standalone.
All right. Well, cool. I'm not familiar with that author, but it looks like very highly rated and stuff. So, yeah, I will add it to my shopping list and pick up a copy.
Awesome.
Well, right on.
You were just talking about books, so I got into it.
Yeah, it's easy for me to talk about. I, for whatever reason, got obsessed with books when I was younger, and I just buy the crap out of them and then get mad at myself for not reading them. So
my whole bookshelf is all to be reads.
Mine too, and I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got like 9 shelves, a couple thousand books probably, and I hit the thrift store last week just because I was bored. Walk out with a stack. Put them on the shelf.
That's the best way to do it.
Put them on the shelf. If you're looking for a great deal on books right now, I think it's St. Vincent's thrift store on Holmes by Idaho Falls High School. They have 50-cent books right now, or at least they did when I was in there. 50 cent, and I think that includes the hardbacks and everything. So I mean, dirt cheap.
Amazing. You just got me in trouble with my husband now.
Hey, but they're only 50 cents. So I walked out with 8 and it was $4. I even had cash.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could
perfect deal.
Yeah. If you can spend cash, cause I've usually only got a few ones in my wallet. I'm like, this isn't even like spending money.
Amazing. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
K-Bear, you're live on the show. Who's this?
Hi, this is Ricky.
Ricky, what's up, dude?
Hey, so I was listening to your book rant this morning.
I guess it was a rant. So what's up?
Well, I heard that you had Frankenstein.
I do own, I think, 2 copies of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that you haven't read it. I've read it twice, and I truly believe that you really do need to read it. It's pretty good.
All right. I know it's one of the most legendary horror novels, and I don't know why I've never read it, but I'll try to get around to that one for sure. I'm trying to motivate myself to get back into hardcore reading. So
I know. I mean, I from what it sounds like, you are a reader. So I truly believe when you read the first few pages of a book, you just kind of just start getting into the groove and just lose your sense of time and just keep on reading.
Oh yeah. The hard part is the stupid phone. I'm addicted to my phone like everybody else. And I'll lay in bed and I'll be like, well, I'm just going to look through Reddit a little bit more or Facebook. And then I go, what are you doing, dude? You got to go to bed. Now you don't have time to read. You suck. And then I get mad and I just go to sleep.
Actually, I did the same thing yesterday with homework. I was doing homework. I was going on a roll and I'm like, you know what? I've been at it for about an hour and a half. I think I could take a 10, 15-minute break. I get on my phone and boom, 30 minutes passes. Whoa, what the hell?
Dude, I know what you mean. Yeah, that phone, man, I wonder why time is rocketing by so fast. I think it's because of the stupid phone and the social media. So,
yeah. Also, another book that I would recommend if you like thrillers. It's not much of a horror, but it's more of a thriller. I read a Stephen King book called Sleeping Beauties.
Dude.
I think you would really like it. It's like I said, it's not a horror, but like most of his other books, but it's a good thriller. It'll make you be like, whoa.
Yeah, I have a copy of that. I believe he wrote it with his son Owen, and
yeah, he did.
It's sure looking pretty on my shelf.
Yeah,
just sitting there collecting dust.
Yeah, well, just when you get around to it, whenever you can, it's a really good book. I really do think you'd like it.
Well, dude, thanks. I don't tend to hear much about that one in particular, so it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. But I'll definitely add it to the to-be-readed list.
Yeah, you do that. All right.
Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yep, no problem.
Peace.
Bye.
We had a lot of people calling during that break. It's good to know we got some fellow readers out there, or else it was people like, I don't like reading. Why don't you shut up and play some music? I can do that after the break, but I'd be happy to talk to the rest of you who are trying to call. So feel free to call me back, 208-535-1015. I'll be back in a minute. My request, make them suffer with the new one, Man of God. Hey, what's up, Peaches?
Hey, nothing much. There's a giant rubber band in here.
It was wrapped around all those posters. Feel free to go through all of them. Josh brought in this big box of alternative posters. Josh from Classy. I looked through them, but I don't know. I'm not much of an alt guy, so nothing that screamed at me that I needed to take.
Oh, look at this. Noel Gallagher.
Yeah, exactly. Not a fan. So
SNL keeps making fun of me.
I don't know. I haven't gone through the box. I looked through the ones that are on the chair there. And I mean, you might find some cool stuff in there. Anyhow, speaking of cool stuff, I was talking with listeners about books, Peaches.
Yeah.
And I got a call from listener Andrew Bragg. He's a local. And he released a book today.
Oh.
Just today. And
oh, good for you.
we love to support our listeners in their creative projects. So I figured I'd let everybody know you should support Andrew and pick up his new book, The Devil's Playground.
Oh, I thought it was How to Be a Cool Listener 101 or something like that.
Nope. It's The Devil's Playground. And then it's, what's the...
Not The Devil's Orchard?
It's not The Devil's Orchard. It's The Devil's Playground.
That better be the sequel.
So it's available everywhere books can be purchased. I pulled it up on Amazon. Today's release day. So let's support K-Bear, or support K-Bear listeners. Andrew Bragg.
If you're looking for a audio book person, Victor right there.
Hey, I'll read the audiobook.
Yeah. As Rad Chat.
So from what I found online, Andrew's book, The Devil's Playground, is about one of his deployments with the 82nd Airborne to the Arghandab River Valley, where his unit experienced 50% casualties, including 6 killed in action. Andrew traveled the country in his car to interview members of his unit from 12 years prior, many of whom had not seen each other since, and their common bond was the impact that the valley had on each of them. So, firsthand experience in the military. Thank you again, Andrew, for your service. And locals, if you, or, people listening nationwide, worldwide, you want to support a loyal K-Bear listener, pick up his new book. I'm going to do so. I told Andrew to bring a copy over, signed for me, and I'll give him money. So you can pick it up on Amazon or anywhere books can be found. Again, Andrew Bragg, The Devil's Playground. It was super easy to find with a Google search, so you should support him and pick up his book. And yeah, any of our listeners who, have these type of projects, definitely let us know, because we'd like to get the word out. Like, what's her name with the art last week?
Rachel.
Rachel.
Gargantuan Design.
Gargantuan Design. See, she was getting some grief for her fun local art. And we said, no, buy yourself some prints. The art is awesome.
I bought one of them.
Very nice. Did you get the one with Godzilla in the river?
Yes.
All right. That's fun. I need to get a print, too.
I'm going to buy the other one of the Banshee hovering above the Idaho Falls Water Tower.
That one was pretty good, too. Now, did you get the print yet?
Yeah.
How big is it?
It's you can get 4x6 or 8x10, I think.
Okay. So a nice little 8x10?
I think. Well, who's calling this number here?
It's Jill. I guess we'll end the break and I'll see what Jill wants. But yeah, Andrew Bragg, The Devil's Playground. Support! Saw a picture of, I don't remember who in the band, but they were holding up the vinyl copy of that their new album, which is coming soon. So, those should be on the way for everybody who has pre-ordered one somewhat soon. Oh, sometimes I wonder about the things I click on. Do I really want to know? What industries are a lot more dark and sinister than most people realize? I don't know if I want to know. I mean, they're going into the tomato industry. How dark and sinister could the tomato industry be? Well, apparently pretty dark. Yeah, this guy said he went to a lecture for extra credit in college on the history of the tomato. Yeah, he was expecting to hear about how people use tomatoes, where people started growing them. No, he got a full season of The Sopranos, is what he said. Extortion, murder, blackmail, vandalism. Tomato industry, rife with the very worst. Okay, I would not have expected that. You know, you expect to hear, I don't know. What would I expect here? Dark industries, politics, things like that. And yeah, it is an industry. In my country, window cleaners and roof builders, they're run like mob organizations. Let's see, I don't know where this guy's from. He didn't say. But he says if anyone would be stupid enough to start a window cleaning or roofing business, they can count on actual bombs, arson, intimidation, and violence. What? I mean, I guess you've got to worry about that. Potentially in any industry, anywhere, right? You never know what's going on if somebody's got the control of that. I thought working at a local flower shop would be rosy and idyllic until I was told to upsell grieving widows on already overpriced casket spreads. Casperet, why can't I talk? Gee, I mean, I guess that's part of the job. You need to sell flowers. You know, it would look a lot nicer. I think your deceased loved one would probably enjoy a bigger spread, don't you think? Jeez. Yeah, that's probably pretty dark, the flower industry. You think about it as being, anniversaries and, Valentine's Day. No, there's a lot of other times that people need flowers. Jeez. Yeah, I don't know if I even want to continue going through this thread here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to get into any of this. The towing industry. Very territorial and well-connected. I can tell you, I've dealt with a corrupt tow truck company before. That's for sure. I was very surprised. It was way corrupt. Crooked. Oh, I'd love to throw them under the bus. Not going to do it, though. I didn't even go... You know what? For the good of the world, I should have at least left a bad Google review. But whatever. Yeah, we'll avoid the rest of this darkness because I'm yapping while I'm reading these things, and there's some pretty messed up stuff in the world. And I think as I scroll, every industry is corrupt, dark, and sinister. Every single one. So we'll just bail. Thank you again for tuning in to the Victor Welch Show. This program's a production of River. Why can't I say that? God.
Tough to say. Riverbend Media Group.
Riverbend Media Group. This program's a production of God. This program's a production of Riverbend Media Group. To contact the show or for more information, hit us up at riverbendmediagroup.com.